Hi, Nick.
Oh, hi Nikki, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. So, just following up from yesterday when we had a great meeting with some trainers and trainees talking about using AI and Clinitalk, they did have some really useful questions about around how to use and record audio and video safely. What sort of things were coming up?
Yes, the kind of safety questions that were being asked is, how is this kind of recording different from what we've been doing before with 14 Fish? They wanted to know how can I know it's safe and who's assured it. They wanted to know what kind of actions that they needed to take. And there were some questions around, is it okay to use a handheld camera or a phone to record consultations instead of a secure recording app? And the last one that I recall that came up was about educational and clinical tools and what's the difference in the assurance between those two tools.
Okay, so going back to that first question, obviously we've been recording consultations for a long time in general practice training. How is what we're doing now with Clinitalk different than what we did before?
Well, you're right. We have been recording consultations for years and years, but using perhaps different ways of doing it. But even recording and processing consultations using computers is not new. We were recently doing it with the 14 Fish tool and for many years. So the basics of what we're doing is no different. I suppose what is a little different is that we've got new techniques to process the information.
Okay, so how do I know it's safe to use?
I think the critical thing is that all the processes that Clinitalk use have been assured as safe and highly secure by independent certified bodies. So we don't want people marking their own homework, and that's why the NHS has these independent bodies that check things like encryption, storage, and processing. They're the same bodies that would assure any technology tool used in the NHS. So, for example, AccuRx that we all use in our surgeries. And all of Clinitalk's certificates have to be then double checked through an integrated care board assurance process to make sure that all the requirements have been met. And this has all happened before the first user was ever allowed to record with Clinitalk. And since then, we've had more than 11,000 recordings done across the UK.
Okay, so that explains what was done at the start. What sort of additional security is ongoing that keeps it everything safe and secure?
Yes, just like your virus checkers, you have to keep them up to date on your computer. We have live continuous monitoring systems to check that everything remains secure. And we have a weekly security review meeting to check those processes are going on and there's not been any incidents.
Okay, so if I think this all sounds great and I want to use this in my practice, what do I need to do? Because I understand about being a data controller, and so what do I need to do as a trainer to use
Hmm.
this tool safely?
I think there's probably three main things that you need to do. The first is you need to complete a form called a DPIA. The second is you need to make sure your patients are aware that your trainee will be recording. And the third thing is to make sure that your trainee understands how to consent patients before each recording.
Okay, so in my practice, somebody in IT does a DPIA, so I don't. Can you tell me what a DPIA actually is and what I have to do with it?
Yeah, a DPIA or a data protection impact assessment is a process that helps to identify data protection risks associated with any product that you'd use in your practice. So Clinitalk isn't unique in needing a DPIA. Any modern technology used in practice requires this assessment. So that could be DocMan, it could be AccuRx, and actually the previously used 14 Fish consultation recording app should have had a DPIA too.
Okay, so where do I get a DPIA from for my practice?
Yes, so we created a template DPIA and it's been checked over by two integrated care boards to make sure that it's fit for purpose. And you can simply adopt this as your own DPIA by downloading it from the Clinitalk website on the Information for Trainers page.
Okay. I've heard that some other products need another form called a DCB 0160, quite a snappy title. Why don't I need one of those for Clinitalk?
Yeah, the DCB stands for Data Coordination Board, and they're interested in keeping a clinical risk down. And so any product that delivers health or social care needs to have a DCB 0160 completed. Now, Clinitalk is an educational tool and it doesn't deliver health or social care. So it's out of scope for DCB 0160. So all you need is the DPIA.
Okay. And if I thought, actually, I don't want to use any apps, don't want to use Clinitalk or another app, and I wanted to use my phone or a video camera in practice, would that be safe to do?
I think it's all about a balance of risks, really. One of the key advantages of using a secure app like Clinitalk is it has end-to-end encryption. That means at the recording process, all the data is scrambled, it's stored in that scrambled format, and it can only be unscrambled by the person who has the account and the password. Personal phones and handheld cameras often lack that kind of secure encryption for sensitive data, and that data may be stored in places that perhaps would not be safe. So there's a risk that you're introducing there. And there's also the risk that somebody else might use that device and then get access to that recording if it's not stored in a secure way, password access, for example. And secure recordings, unsecure recordings, if they're on cloud services, if they're shared unintentionally, there's all that risk of data breach there. And also the risk that a physical device, can be stolen in a way that a secure encrypted app can't be. So it's all about really working out the risk for you in your practice. I think the other thing is about having a clear audit trail for this secure data. A secure purpose-built app has an audit trail with these privacy controls, and they demonstrate that the regulatory compliance has been met.
Okay. And so if I wanted to share this with my practice and partners, is all the information on the website? Is it easy to, where would I direct them to?
Yeah, so we've got a page on the website called Information for Trainers. And on that page, you can get access to our frequently asked questions about assurance. And we also have another page called our governance library. And in that, you can find the certificates that demonstrate compliance with assurance if you want to check them out yourselves.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Great.